If you like the video, please consider supporting James Corp on Patreon. Hello everyone, and welcome to session 0 of our Mutant Year Zero game. The Path to Eden is what I'm calling it. Some faces you've seen, some faces you haven't seen. If you've been in any of the chats, you've probably seen people's faces before. If you've been to the Mitchell's Arms, you've seen faces before. But yeah, we're going to go around the table, get people introduce themselves and tell a little bit about themselves, and then we'll crack on with what Mutant Year Zero is and what is it, and then make some characters, and I'll have to ask questions. So I'm James Corp, and this is the channel that I run, and we play RPGs, and that's really all I do. Pookie?
Hi, I'm Pookie. I'm a role-playing games reviewer, and I also edit and proofread role-playing books.
Thank you. Sue?
I'm Sue. I'm an experienced gamer, but not in any way famous.
Neither am I, so... Austin?
My name's Austin. I'm an experienced gamer as well, and not famous yet.
Well, you need Twitter to get famous.
Not always. Usually people get famous and then get Twitter.
And last but not least, Effigy.
Ooh. Hello, I'm Effigy. I'm an old-time gamer, but a bit rusted. And I'm one of the weirdos without, Twitter and stuff. Yes, join the club.
Down with the bird.
Alright, so, welcome to Mutant Year Zero. Yep, I haven't got the book at hand. It's out and around on somewhere in my bedroom because I'm using it. Yes, Mutant Year Zero. This is the core game, I guess, the base game of Mutant Year Zero. There are three other Mutant games set in the same world. You got Gene Lab Alpha, which is the anamorphic animals, which Guy loves. You've got Mechatron, which is robots, and I don't really understand. I've got it. I haven't read it yet. And then you got and then you got Elysium. Is it Elysium? I think it's Elysium.
Yeah.
Which is humans. But in this game, you're playing mutants that hail from the Ark. Basically, I could get someone else to read it. That would be delegate, James. I could delegate. Because I'm not very good at reading out loud long periods, but I could try it. So this is a little story or a little flavoury text that is at the beginning of the book. It's called the people at the end of time. Of course, the world ends. It happens quickly, faster than anyone could predict. The Red Plague hits a world already on the brink of collapse. Extreme climate change, global economic crisis, increased conflicts between old and new superpowers. When the pandemic comes, the last thin veneer of stability crumbles. This sounds very, very ominous.
We're in the middle of it, right?
1 billion people die in the first year. Utter panic reigns supreme. Solidarity between nations is non-existent. Solidarity. Did I pronounce that right? I don't know. Wars break out over the last dwindling resources of the world. For the first time since 1945, nuclear weapons are used in armed conflict. Mushroom clouds rise from the east to the west. Everyone tries to save themselves. The rich and the powerful start monumental projects to escape the surface of the dying earth, going deep underground to the bottom of the oceans, into the cold darkness of space. The seats in these final lifeboats for mankind are desperately few. For most of the world's inhabitants, there is no way out. Once it's all over, Earth is still. Nature invades ruined cities. Winds sweep through empty streets turned into graveyards. Time gnaws the windows of skyscrapers. Panels falling to the ground in a slow rain of glass. Yet life remains. Slivers of humanity survive the apocalypse. In the Ark, a small settlement at the edge of a dead city, the people live. You are the spawn of humanity, but not quite human. You are twisted funhouse images, mutated freaks. Your bodies and minds have increased. Your bodies and mind have incredible powers, but you are unstable, fragile. None of the people are over 30 years old, except the elder, your leader, but not like you. One of the ancients. For a decade he has warned you. Be on your guard. Don't leave the Ark. Stay here, or the rock will get you, or something even worse. So far you've obeyed his commands, lived off rations from the old age, chased off every stranger who came close to the Ark. Few dare to go out into the zone. That is what the elder calls the outside world. But the safe days are over. Food is running scarce, and the fight for what's left is turning violent. You starve. Fractions are forming. Bosses on top and slaves at the grunts at the bottom. So I had to quickly change that. In the middle, fixers who tried to turn a profit from anyone and everything. And the elder can't stand up to his own anymore. Can't stand up on his own anymore. They say you can't even take a piss without help. You're on your own now. It's time to venture out, to explore the zone, to search for artifacts and knowledge, build, grow the land, seek out others, create a new civilization on the ruins of the old one. Seek your origin. No children are born to the people. If you do nothing, you will perish. Maybe one day you'll find the Eden of legend, the ancients haven from encroaching hellscape. That's where salvation and truth awaits, the story says. Maybe it's all fairy tales. It doesn't matter, you have no choice. This is the beginning. This is year 0. Sorry about that. I'm not the greatest reader. I fumble on words sometimes. I used to read like a robot when I was reading out aloud, but I've got a lot better. I'm not as bad as I used to do. So, Mutant Year 0, you play as stated. You play mutants, and you're basically the Ark is on the verge of basically falling apart through civil unrest, starvation, grabs for power, and other such things, attacks from the zone as well. So because obviously you're going to be special characters in the game, sort of, you're going to be the people that are going to change the fortunes of the Ark. So what do? In Mutant Year 0, no one will hold your hand and show you where to go. You and the other players create the stories in the game. So Mutant Year 0 is a heavily character-driven game. If you don't, basically, it's down to you to do what you want to do, and it is my job to basically react to what you do. I do have lots of tools at my disposal to help me develop the zone and stuff like that, but nothing's set in stone. Where was I? You have the power to decide the fate of your mutants and in the end of the peoples as a whole, and there is much to do. Fight for grub, water and bullets. Starvation is never far away in Mutant Year 0. Clean water is a luxury. If you don't have grub and water, you'll have to fight to get it. And if you do have what you need, you can be sure some other freak will try to take it from you. And then you'll need bullets to load your gun, or to buy protection from someone stronger. Take part in the projects. Every day is a fight for survival, but the people want more than just to survive. A new society must be built, or the Ark, your home, will sooner or later face collapse and ruin. The people's projects can be anything from building a palisade or growing mushrooms, to creating a militia or opening a theatre. The projects increase the Ark's development level, and there's, I was about to read this more in chapter 7, but I'm not going to. So basically, yeah. So there's at the beginning of every session, or nearly every session, we will have a meeting. I guess I forget what it's called. It's like you come out of character, and you more or less play the arc, and as the people, and decide what projects you want to do as a people. And in that session, you can work towards, well, not just that session, but you can work towards that project that you've decided. And if you all choose something else, that all of them projects could like be there to be done. But you can't. You have to get to a certain development level before you can like do certain other developments. So you need to get to a certain level in technology before you can do something else. And that's why also you're going out into the zone, because when you find artifacts from the ancients, they can add to the development level of the arc. You hand it over to the, I forgot what it's called. I'm just going to look it up because I've got it here. I think it's called the Dawn Vault. Is it? Yeah, it's called the Dawn Vault, which is basically where they basically research what it does and try and figure out how it works and what causes it to go boom, or whatever, depending on what it is. And obviously, you don't have to hand them over. You can keep them for yourselves. But if you do that, then you might not get advanced enough to do things. There are also people out there seeking to harm the arc that you're in, and basically at the end of every story, or because some of them might last two, I think it aims to like last one session, but I might be doing like 2 per session, like 1 every 2 sessions, if that makes it, because I'm not very good at pacing, and but yeah, the whole point is to basically survive in this post-apocalyptic world and just improve the lot in life for everyone. And does anyone have any questions?
No,
Not yet.
seems clear enough. Survive and balance what's good for you and what's good for the community, and conflict arise.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, cool. So if you look in the journal section of Roll20, which looks like a folded newspaper, you should see I've assigned you all a character sheet.
Yep.
Got it.
So we're not going to do this in a vacuum, because I don't like doing characters in a vacuum. I'd rather have a discussion over characters. So obviously you're going to be going out into the zone, okay? Because that's part of the game, to basically explore. Where have I got you? I've got you on there. This is the zone. There are locations marked on the zone that have been marked from a previous mutant who may have owned the map beforehand. Whether they're true, nobody knows. Now,
but that's common knowledge. The map is what everybody in the arc knows.
Yes, I would say, yeah, everyone in the arc would know that would be that's roughly the lay of the land.
Okay.
Now, when we get to the point, you're going to need to pick a location of where the arc is going to be placed. It does advise, do not choose the centre of the map, because that is probably that would be where like a lot of the worst stuff is, and it'll be high rot in the more central area of the map.
Okay.
And
That makes sense, because obviously that's where the strikes, the nuclear and weapon strikes, would have taken place.
It does also advise picking a location along a waterfront as well.
Okay.
But we will come to that when we get there. So, character creation. So, the first step we need to do for character creation is choose your role. Now, I don't want to make your life hard. Hard? Yeah, hard, that's the word. So, I'm going to suggest that someone should play a stalker and someone should play a gearhead.
Well, what? Okay, so what are the options we've got?
Okay, so the options you have are Enforcer, which is more of a musclehead, someone that like is good at fighting. He's good at getting things that he wants through sheer intimidation. Gearheads are generally quite knowledgeable. They know how things work, and they're good at repairing and jury rigging stuff. So when you're out in the zone, having a gearhead would be very useful to keep your gear ticking over. Enforcer obviously would be good for like beating the shit out of someone. Stalkers are basically the explorers, I guess, for Mutant Year Zeros. Scouts, yeah, they are very good at like navigating the zone and avoiding dangers within the zone.
Basically, the ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ranger of Mutant Year Zero. Then you have a fixer. He or she is the wheeler dealer. Yep, they're good at getting stuff at a price. But they are good at like selling shit and buying shit of people. And yeah, maybe I should tell you what their stat is. You can click on it. You can look this up yourself as well. You can actually go to the. I really hope this is. You can go to the.
I mean, each of these characters has got a little description as well in the guide as well.
Yeah. Dog handler. You have a dog.
All good.
You're he's your best friend, I guess, or she. You know, it's a dog. But yeah, you're good at training the animal and having it be an extension of your body, I guess. Then you have a chronicler. Now here's someone that he's very like lore heavy. He's basically he's someone who's like wants to record everything. He wants to like he or she. Sorry, I keep saying he. I should say he or she, or them, I guess. They're good at understanding the old world, the like artifacts, old things, and just
finding out and preserving knowledge.
That is, yep.
Yeah, but I mean, there's also basically they can be an they can talk the agitator. They can be a performer. They can be a bone.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, kind of a bard each.
Basically, because each the thing is, sorry, James, I'm going to be.
That's all right.
Taking over, but each character type has access to one of three. It's got like 3 talents, and they kind of will colour what you do. So if you took, say, the gearhead, you'd have inventor, motorhead, or tinkerer, and that would kind of flavour basically what you do.
Yeah. Then you got a boss. They're basically in charge, and they even have a gang that they can bring with them. Should I read the They're good at command. They get. I should really go through what skill they get. Really, it's probably they get command. They're good at telling people what to do. They maybe not be so good at doing it themselves. They're generally like they're generally good at like getting people to do things that maybe they don't want to do. Maybe they convince them that that's actually in their best interests. But yeah, they're generally in charge. And then you've got grunts. Grunts are just grunts. They're everyday people. They're probably in the lowest pecking order of everything, and they're generally used to do everyday tasks, lift, carry, things like that, build something, hold this.
They're typically very tanky.
They are tanky, yes, because they've got their specialist skill is called Shake It Off, and that means if they take damage of any, if they take a quick wound or something, they can potentially like ignore it and not take it. I may have not given the best descriptions ever, but I could go back through them and just the enforcer has intimidate, so they're good at like I said, they're good at getting people to do things that they may not. Well, doing things out of just intimidation and being scary.
Yeah.
The gearhead has got jury rig, so jury rig is like the skill of basically repairing shit. Obviously, because nothing's been manufactured anymore. It is literally, you're trying to it's jury rig because you're taking stuff from something else and repairing it with the stuff from something else. The stalker has got the skill find the path, which is good for it when you're in the zone. It allows you to find a path away through the zone with what the hell's that?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a doorbell. Oh, damn.
What?
And
you don't recognise your doorbell?
No, my doorbell doesn't make that noise. Otherwise, I would have gone, oh, that's the door. Fixer, he has got the skill, or they've got the skill make a deal. As it says, as I was saying, they're good at basically getting stuff at a price, though. But they're good at getting stuff. And then dog handler has sick a dog, which allows you to attack someone with a dog, with your pet dog. And chronicler has inspire, which allows you to help or hinder someone through words. And is that it? So I covered everyone. Boss, I said, has got command. And grunts, as I said, have got shake it off. So as I said, the two things that you ideally want someone to be is a stalker and a gearhead, and then the rest can be filled in with whatever people want. So did any of you, when you was looking through that, go, I'd like to play a fixer? Not a fixer, a stalker. Oh my god. Definitely silence.
Okay, look, when it comes to choosing the characters, I'm happy to choose last to fit in with what other people want.
So
People have got
Stalker and
preference
Chronicler
first.
are the ones that appealed most to me.
Okay.
So if no one else is mad keen to play the Stalker, I'll do that one.
Okay.
Austin, what did you have in mind, if anything?
We can barely hear you, Effigy.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Austin.
sorry. Yeah, Austin, did you have anything in mind for a character concept?
Well, the primary one I was coming into here with the idea with was possibly a boss, but depending on if my concept will even work, I am thinking secondary choice of fixer.
Okay. On my end, I had two ideas. One would be gearhead, and the other one would be dog handler.
There you go, you got the gearhead.
If in nobody else, yes, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So that leaves me. I mean, what do we want? I mean, is there anything else we particularly want? Do we want a dog handler? Do we want a chronicler? I don't mind playing any of those. Anything else? It's a case of what do we want to fit in with that?
So hold on. So right now we potentially have one gearhead.
Yep. Fixer.
Maybe one boss, one fixer. Sue was fixer.
No,
Stalker.
Austin's going fixer, weren't you?
I was thinking boss,
Boss.
but I have a concept for the boss, so if that doesn't work out, then I'll go fixer.
Okay.
And Sue, sorry, can you repeat
Stalker.
what you had in mind?
Stalker.
Stalker. Okay. Do we need muscle?
You want me to go Enforcer?
I mean,
Yeah, Enforcer's fine. Yeah. Nice and simple.
And what about you, Austin?
so I was saying that I had a concept for a boss, but I was going to run it past you, and then if not, I was going to be a fixer.
What do you mean? Well, I'd run it by the group.
Well,
Don't run it by me.
the
I'm
concept I was having with having like the gang behind, I was thinking have a gang of all grunts and essentially be a pimp, basically being a wheeler and dealer of the sex worker variety.
no, because Twitch terms of services. I don't really want to be doing that. So no, I'm going to veto that.
That's
I'm
what I
afraid.
figured. That's why I had the secondary of fixer lined up. I just thought it would be a fun idea considering you get a group of whatever you want underneath you.
Obviously, literally.
Okay. Well, once you've done
So we're all
that,
sorted.
that is true. Yes. So just write on your character sheets. There will be a place where you can write down
Roll.
roll. Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Next. What time is it? Oh, we've still got half hour. Okay. Right. Name. Obviously you don't have to do it now. If you've got a name in your head already, you can choose a name from the list because there is a list of names in the book. Or if you look on Roll20 under the actual thing, it's all on there. But yeah, you can choose a name for your character. You don't have to do that right now. We can save that to the end. So if you've got a name, put it on a character sheet for me. And what else I advise you to do is on Roll20 in the cog, change your display name to be your character name first, and then
once you have your okay.
and then in brackets put who you are.
Okay. Done. I'm playing Lenny.
Hi Lenny. What's that off the screen? Once you've done that, step 3 is define your appearance. There is some handy hints on there, but you can use to help describe your character. Just
Should we figure out mutations before appearance, or does that not influence it much?
doesn't generally influence it much.
Okay.
It will eventually, but right now it doesn't. Where has everyone picked a name? Jesus Christ, you're all good at this. I'm really crap at names. I have to fucking just take forever to pick a name.
I presume we've all sort of gone, let's look at the list of names and gone, let's see what it is.
Okay, yeah, that is an easy way.
Truly, yes.
Once you've done that, you then can distribute 14 points across the 4 attributes.
Yeah, it's important to remember that each character type has a key attribute.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So-
So I'll explain that. So you can't go above 4 on an attribute score unless it's your key attribute, and then you can take it up to a starting score of 5. and the key attribute is written on your on the
Yeah, on the role description.
Yes.
In the book. Yeah. Got it. So for
Do you want me to go through the attributes? Do you need me to explain the attributes? I think I should, just for
Go
So
ahead.
attributes are like a point, are basically 1 to 5. There are and there's 4 attributes. You've got strength, which is your raw physical power and endurance. Strength is decreased by damage and recovered by grub. Agility, your overall body control and motor skills. Agility is decreased by fatigue and recovered by water. Wits, intelligence, alertness and sharpness of mind. Wits is decreased by confusion and recovered by sleep. Empathy, your charisma and ability to read and affect others. Empathy is decreased by doubt and recovered by sympathy.
Okay. So we have 14 points, correct?
14 points, yep.
And that's
And
from
the mean, the mean and max are
So
5 is the max.
no, 4 is the max for all your attributes,
Okay.
but your key attribute can go up to 5.
Gotcha.
So if you're playing the gearhead,
Yeah,
yes.
wits.
is wits.
Yeah.
The stalker is agility, and the fixer is empathy. Mine's obviously strength.
And,
Sort that one out well then.
I think we also want to typically avoid a 1 in most things, because if something goes down to 0, bad things happen.
Yes, you are considered. If you drop down to 0 in a skill, I need to quickly look this up because I've forgotten the actual words. You are broken,
Oh.
which means you can't. You cannot use any skill, perform actions, or activate mutations. You can, however, perform 1 maneuver per turn. But that is sadly all you can do. What might be cool as well, if you can, I don't know how easy it's going to be, but maybe find an image of a mutant that you want to use as your character, and I will make a token of it. There is a reason why.
Okay.
I don't use battle maps, but I do have a. I'll put it on there right now. I've got a range map,
Okay.
basically, which is just abstract. It's just to keep things neat and tidy, so we know where people are and how far away they are from people, and we just move to the different range bands, and that's it. So it's not designed to be like a tactical map. It's designed to be just to keep everyone on the same page. In fact, if that makes any sense, I might add some more bits to it to make it a little bit more easier to use, but that's about it.
Okay.
Right. Once you've done that, distribute 10
So-
points across your skills.
Okay.
10 points.
Are all the skills listed on the sheet already, or are there any going to be in the book that's not on there?
There will be your specialization,
Oh.
which is just for
Okay,
your,
so
which is just for your role. So if you,
Your
so
role.
Austin, if you go to the player, I brought that up. Can you all see the player's handbook?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you roll down, if you scroll down to chapter 2, click on roll. That will bring up the list of roles, and then just click on your one, which is fixer.
Yeah, so for instance, I have jury rig as a specialist skill. It's a skill I would add to the skill
Yep,
list in the character sheet.
yep. And I advise you to put in brackets
Oh.
what attribute it uses as well.
So okay. So I can do that under add, can we?
Yeah. Yes, I believe so. Yes, right at the bottom.
Oh yeah. Okay. Just trying to.
And you say we have 10 points to spread within our skills, correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Is there any
I would-
upper limit?
I don't believe so. But I advise you to like. I advise as a person who's played the system before. You sort of want to specialise in areas, but you also want to make sure. Well, you can attempt any skill in this game if you haven't got you can attempt any skill that's a basic skill. The advanced skills that are assigned to your roles you can't attempt. It's only the person that's got the skill in it. But yeah, you want to sort of. I mean, it might be worth making sure that you're covering as many bases as possible with all your characters, just because we've only got 4 players.
And starting maximum of 3 in any skill.
Is it?
Yep.
I'm just checking. Yes. So yeah, maximum of 3 in any skill.
What's it?
And you must have at least 1 in your specialist skill. What did you say, Sam?
Was it 10 points we've got? Spent?
10 points, yep.
Yeah, I'm done.
Is anybody taking the heal skill? Since we don't actually have a
I did not. I was debating, but no.
I didn't because my empathy is very bad.
yeah, I've got.
I have good empathy, but I didn't really feel that it fit my character.
Okay, I'm a fight, but basically, I think I'm going to take a point in it just so since it's a case of
If only for you.
Yeah. So basically, I put in 2 points into my endure, force, and fight skills. 1 into move. And I'm going to put the last 1 into heal.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm all done.
All right, talents. You get to choose a starting talent.
Oh, okay. And that's based on
but
the 3 choices you have in your
but your choice is
role.
limited.
Okay.
Your role description indicates which talents you can choose from. So I'll start with Sue. Sue, you can choose. You can choose scavenger, monster hunter, or rot finder.
Okay.
If I click show to players, you can actually see what they do. So scavenger,
Oh, well.
it gives you a +2 modification to find a path. With success, you find any artifacts that may exist in a sector. To identify threats, you must instead get stunts. You can choose whether or not to use this talent when you enter a new sector. Stunts are basically, if you get additional successes on your roll, you can spend them as stunts to get additional effects on your rolls.
Okay.
And successes in this game is always a 6. Monster Hunter, you get a +2 modification when you scout a beast of any kind. And then Rot Finder, when finding a path, you have access to a new stunt that you can choose when you roll extra successes to find the most rot-free routes through the sector. The rot level will count as 1 step lower during this visit to the sector. What I advise you to do, just cut and paste it from the description on the Roll20 thing, because it will copy the emote over onto the cat sheet as well. Austin, as a fixer, you've got Wheeler Dealer. Oh, I haven't finished that yet. When you make a deal skill to make small business on the side, you earn twice as much of the commodity you choose. Vicious Creep. When you manipulate someone and give him doubt, he suffers 1 extra point of it. And then Juicy Info. Choose one important NPC of whom you have incriminating information. Decide the nature of this information together with the GM. Don't overuse this hold over the NPC. It could come back to haunt you. Pookie, you've got barge through. You can move using strength instead of agility. Mean streak. when you intimidate someone and give your victim doubt, he suffers 1 extra point of it. And then Sucker Punch, the weapon damage of your unarmed attack is 2 instead of 1.
Okay.
And then FG, what was you
I
again?
picked
Your
Tinkerer.
gearhead, aren't you? Tinkerer, okay.
that's what I
Tinkerer, you get +2 modification when you jury rig to repair a piece of gear, but not when you build something new. However, during development, well, at the end of every session, you do get experience. And once you hit 5, you can actually either choose to increase the skill or buy a new talent. And you don't have to buy... Yep.
No, I was going to say, these are not the only talents. There are
Yeah.
general talents as well.
Yep, there is general talents, and that's on Roll20 in the talent section under general talents.
But so right now, this starting talent, we pick just one, and we set it at rank 1, correct?
No, there's no... I don't believe... Is there a rank? Is there a rank on the
In the
talent?
in the character sheet, there's a rank. I don't know what that means.
Let me have a look.
It
Yeah.
says, your talent, you define the type, so I set it to roll because it's my roll talent, and there's a box for rank.
Just ignore rank. Just put
Okay,
one.
that's
Just
fine.
put one into it. I
where-
don't know.
well, yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Where are you
wait.
putting the talents on the character sheet?
Yeah, just under
On the
critical
right-hand
injuries.
side.
Just under critical
Oh, I
injuries.
see. Oh, I see. Yeah, there's a box there. Okay.
And like I said, if you cut it from the thing, and there's the symbol, it will copy that over as well. So
Okay.
Yeah, you can copy paste the description of the talent in the box underneath, and then it will display it there.
Okay. If I can get the player's guide to open.
is it not working?
It's not opening for me at the moment.
Why is it not opening for you?
You might have a window open somewhere hidden. It does that sometimes in a.
Oh,
in
there's
Roll20.
fixes. Yeah. Okay, so fixes open at the moment.
Right. Has everyone picked their talent?
Not yet. I'm
Okay.
Just about. Okay.
I'm not rushing. I just wanted to make sure so I can know to
Yeah.
move on.
Okay. I am going to go with. I don't know actually. I'm going to go with mean streak.
Okay.
So
Sue, did you pick? Or you
Yeah,
still...
I've gone for a rot finder.
Okay. Cool.
so okay. So mean streak. And you're saying when I'll just basically just copy that text across.
Yeah.
Into the description field.
Okay.
You can set the type to roll, and then you can click like the little gear that's on top of the name, and it will close that down and make it look all proper.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So the next step is mutations. Your mutations are superhuman abilities. Where the mutations come from, nobody knows. The problem is that they are both unpredictable and dangerous, even to yourself. So basically, what you will get to do is draw a mutation card from the mutation deck. So what I'm probably going to do is deal out the cards. And you keep that card because only one person can have that mutation in the game. There is an option that if you can, if you want to, draw another mutation card. But if you choose to start the game with a second mutation, one of your attribute scores must be decreased by 1 step. So say if you got 3 in strength, you have to reduce, and you choose that, then you've got to reduce your strength down to 2. So let's I'm going to shuffle the deck.
Oh my!
And I'm going to start, and I'm going to deal it out. So, deal 1 card to all the players. Oh no, let's not do that. So we're going to pick Danny. No, not Danny. Effigy,
Mhm.
Austin, Pookie, and Sue. Deal.
So
Can I click on it? Can I see what?
So we can click on the card above our player
Yep.
name, right?
Yep.
and there's a little black spot. Click in that.
Oh, it's so small.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
you
click
can.
on it, and it will enlarge.
Oh my!
Yeah, mine's interesting.
If we now let me go to the mutation section because I've actually done it. So if I click here, you'll be able to, like, actually, because you can't cut and paste it, but you can get it from
Yeah.
here, and
Okay,
just
okay,
click on it
okay.
and take the stuff off it and add it to your mutation. Now, did anyone want to take a second mutation?
Is
I
there
think
any
the one I
benefit?
got is probably enough.
I'm quite happy with what I've got.
Yeah, likewise.
Is there any benefit to a second one?
Well, you get a second mutation. The downside is you've got to reduce an attribute point.
Well, I think I'm good with what I have.
All right, what's people got then? So, what have you got?
I've got tracker, so I've got a really good sense of smell.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's really good.
That's
Yeah, I can
really, really
smell
good.
Perfect for stalker.
Okay.
Pookie, what have you
I
got?
got-
I've got acid spit.
Nice.
Or acids. It's
Effigy?
enforced.
I got insectoid. So my body has inherited traits from the insect world.
And Austin?
I am a human plant.
What the fuck does that do?
I've inherited traits from the plant world.
That's not too bad, though. I mean, you can get nourishment from sunlight, so you don't actually need to eat sometimes.
Well, I think the better parts are the because I can get food and stuff as part of my dealings, but I think the better part is being able to absorb partial damage from my bark skin and having sharp thorns on myself.
So just so you know,
Yeah.
at the beginning of every game, you only start with one mutation. Basically, you get as many mutation points as you've got mutations. So you're only all going to start with one mutation point to begin with. And the way you get more mutation points is you push your dice roll and you get the bad
And
result.
suffer the consequence. Yeah.
Oh, so we choose one of these things each game to have, or is it we choose one in the beginning and
No,
Well,
you
I
just
think you can
you
do
just get,
whatever you want.
yeah,
with that.
you'll get one mutation point. You can go, well, actually, I'm going to spend my mutation point to give myself bark skin, or whatever. You know, you can spend the point when you need to spend the point to decide what to
Okay.
use.
And the point is that because of the nature of the world, there's a chance that you might get more mutation.
That can happen. Yep. If you fluff your die, if you foul a dice roll and get lots of mutations, you could end up get lots of the biohazard symbol on your roll. You could end up with a brand new wonderful mutation. But then your body gets weaker. The theme of the game is decay. There's a lot of decay going on in this game. Also, there may be. I have put an X card in place. There may be some strong themes throughout the game, just as a pre-warning, because it is a post-apocalyptic game or environment. There may be elements that are a bit grim. For example, cannibalism and stuff like that. So, but you know, it's.
I have no problem with anthrophagy,
What's that then?
cannibalism.
Oh, okay. Don't use big words, Pookie. You know I don't understand it. Right,
Well, there's a nice new word for you to learn. Anthrophage.
right. Now we've done
we
that.
don't need it in this game?
Sorry?
We might need that word in this game.
Okay, well, it's just taking fucking forever to load. Right, we're going to do relationships once we come back from break, I think. So,
Okay.
don't touch that dial, and we'll be back shortly. About 5-10 minutes, I'd say. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you back with part 2.